right, happy Friday. Shouldn't be a lot from you guys today. What do we got?
Big energy today. Feeling good going
Yeah,
in?
man, it's Friday. Yeah, always big energy. You know what we should do one day? You guys should come up to my office and just rip espressos with me. Be good. I got a good machine. My wife hooked me up. Go ahead.
What's your
Real beans. Grinds real beans.
What's your average number of espressos per day?
Just one.
Thoughts on the talk of potentially getting rid of the too high safety look in the league? It was suggested by a media personality that the NFL should ban the too high safety look because offenses aren't scoring enough.
Who said that? Wow.
The idea is that there's not enough deep passing anymore.
He actually said, not to ban it, but that they should
I probably look like a complete fool. I did not hear that.
force guys to line up closer to the line of scrimmage that they shouldn't be too deep.
We blindsided Will with it yesterday too. So
Yes.
What did he say?
He laughed and he said, aren't there enough rules? Basically, aren't there enough rules for the offense already?
My heart just started beating. Is that the espresso or is that the ban of the too high safeties? Yeah, I didn't hear that. Obviously, no thoughts about that until we'll play by the rules. But you got I know this. You got 11 guys and you can deploy them however you want. Go ahead.
Generally, though, it feels like
Wow.
defenses do a pretty good job as time, like whatever an offense might seem to come up with. Defenses, I don't know, I don't want to say necessarily catch up, but you guys find ways to counteract stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the evolution, and offenses find a way to counteract defenses. You know what I mean? It's just the evolution of the game, which makes the game the best game in the world to me, you know? But, yeah, I mean, you know, there's always, you kind of look at trends and different things, and it goes into philosophies and coaches and your players and who you're playing, but I'm sure they'll have a week where you guys will be like, oh my God, we should put 12 guys on defense. You know what I mean? There was a million explosives and a million points scored. It's the ebb and flow of the NFL season.
Along those lines, when you talk about the season, how much is an overreact? I mean, everyone wants to make instant evaluations after only 2 games.
Yeah, I'd stay away from the instant evaluations.
Dan Campbell was talking about Starling Thomas from his time in Detroit, and he said that he thought in Detroit he could be a really solid special teamer and then grow into his role as a cornerback. But when he came here, he was jumped in right away in the cornerback room. What made you so convinced that he could do that?
I mean, character first. He's always trying to get better, work on his game, very serious person. And his skill set, he's done a really good job. You know, he played a lot of snaps last year and continued to improve throughout the offseason. He's playing good football right now. Glad we have him.
We talked a lot about momentum from last season to this season back in like May. Once you're in the regular season, though, is there week-to-week momentum and can that carry over?
No.
Okay.
Week-to-week league, it's different opponent, different plans. You know, I just don't believe in it, truthfully. What carries over is some confidence. What carries over is winning behavior, you know, day to day. How you handle the week and the distractions of the week and the opponent and everything's new, you know what I mean? So I think confidence and doing the right thing all the time and maximizing your 5 buckets and maximizing your time that you have allotted for everything that goes on from Sunday to Sunday, I think that can carry over. But I don't think the momentum of winning a game carries over into the next Wednesday, truthfully. He's doing okay.
Do you expect him to play?
We'll see.
On the flip side of that, what challenges does their offensive line present you? This is one of the.
Yeah, I think, you know, they got 5 really good players and they play really well as a unit. That's the thing that stands out to me about those guys. You know, and then they're in a diverse scheme, which allows those guys to do some different things, and you got to play them honest, because if you start selling out to play a certain run, they hit you with another run, it's not great, you know what I mean? So you got to play straight up, good technique, pad under pad. We got to have our feet right, our hands right. We got to do a good job.
Any concern with Xavier Thomas this week?
No, he's back today. We had a personal deal yesterday.
It's kind of off topic a little bit, but after Mark got drafted, you said you wanted to like pump the brakes on his extra work just a little bit so he didn't wear himself out. Now that we're getting kind of in the routine of the regular season, how have you seen him kind of adjust his extra work?
Yeah, he's doing a good job. All those receivers do. All of our guys do. But I think he's starting to figure out his routine of a game week. You know what I mean? How much extra does he push? What kind of extra time does he put in this bucket and this bucket and this bucket? And I think he's starting to figure that out a little bit. And it takes time. You know what I mean? It takes time. And once you kind of hit that sweet spot, that's why I'm so big on consistency. Like, you know, and if you have a week where you're like, you know, I think this could have been better or this could have been better. Like if you don't have consistency with your routine, you don't even know what variable to pull from. You know what I mean? So that's why I tell the players all the time, like if you're just kind of a kite dancing in the wind, that's a James Bond line. You don't know how to fix it. You know what I mean? Like if you're not consistent, you can't even go back through your week and be like, all right, where can I pull 15 minutes or what? You know, I felt sluggish. What did I do? Well, week 1 was this, week 2 was this. It's all different. I don't know. You know, or I didn't feel like I knew as much about the corner that I was playing. Okay, well, if you studied for 4 hours the first week, 2 hours for the next week, like where, you know what I mean? So you kind of want to have your week be consistent. So then when you want to change something for the betterment of yourself, you know where to kind of tweak it, you know? So, and our guys do a good job of that.
Every team is physical, but we've heard a couple of your players mention that this team coming in is physical and violent. How do you approach a team that's has that kind of?
Yeah, I think one of the reasons they're a really good team is they play hard. You know what I mean? And that's obviously from the top down. And there's reasons why they do that. And it's just knowing your opponent. We got to understand how they like to play all 3 phases, and how we have to play to negate that.
It's still pretty early in the year, but what have you seen from your second year guys?
Awesome. I think they've made some jumps. You know, off the top, I'm not going to rattle all of them, Donnie, but I would say this. All of them that played a lot of snaps last year, our second-year guys I'm talking now this year, they had a very intentful plan of what they wanted to improve on in the offseason, and they've worked on that through the offseason and training camp, and I really think that it's starting to show up in games, that's kind of the barometer for me. So that's cool because I think they've all elevated their games.